Everybody gets so fired up, and then after you go home, you kind of lose that. That is motivating. It's just to get you to take action, and then to get you with some promise or reward or challenge or award. Yeah. So that is motivating. And then persuading. Persuading is about influencing people to believe or view things in a different way. And this is usually not using a reward or an award as an incentive. And then inspiring is getting people to have this look at a certain belief or vision so that they will move themselves. Okay, so in summary, motivating is getting people to take action. Persuading is to shift mindsets, to change mindsets. And then inspiring is to spark a fire, a desire inside of somebody that they would like to do it without you having to do it. In another way, motivating is often like you have to pull people. Yeah? And so I had a situation like some years ago where I give my team information and tips. Nothing happened. They're not motivated. And then I change my approach. I motivate them by getting to take action. Hey, I'm not being friendly today.
Where is the other one?
Okay, I'm just going to speak louder. And then persuade them with a new approach. So maybe if you take this approach, you will get a different result. And then inspiring them, getting to see what would be possible if they do this for them and also for the result. So the result changed. Yeah? So we're going to unlock this amongst us. So, yeah, so those three things, get people to do action is to motivate, which is also a push. Usually it's a push, or it could be a push towards you, like you want them to get to do what you want. Yeah? There's a push, and usually it doesn't last very long. Like the example with the MLM, or when you feel like so excited, but then you say, oh, it's a bit hard. It's not that easy. And then, like persuade. Persuade is something that I personally like and use a lot in my interactions. So persuasion for me is like this. I listen to people, and then I get to hear, they need this, and they want this. And then I match, what is it that I have, like let's say it's my coaching, or it is Toastmasters, becoming a member of Toastmasters, and then I say, okay, so this is actually, if you join this or you do this coaching, this is what you're going to get that will help you with whatever you're needing or whatever you're wanting. So you're kind of like matching that, but it requires listening. So sometimes regular sales would just say, hey, I have something good. These are the benefits, this and this and this and this and that. But usually that doesn't persuade people. Persuasion happens when you truly listen, and then you can match what it is that you're offering, the aspects of it, because it's like something's happening. For example, Toastmasters. Okay, Toastmasters is something that I've been for quite some time. In Toastmasters, we say, in Toastmasters, we have everything. In Bahasa, we call it Palugada. Yeah, you know what that is? So for those who are not native Indonesian speakers, you may want to learn that word, Palugada. Apa lu mau, gue ada. One-stop shopping. One-stop shopping. Whatever you want, we have. Yeah. Which is very true. In Toastmasters, whatever issue, that's why it's very easy for me in the live coach, because I can just pull it from some Toastmasters and then, this is what I do. This is the skills, this is the knowledge, this is the way of looking at things. We learn a lot in Toastmasters in terms of persuasion and inspiring. Yeah, Justin probably can attest to that. So that is persuasion. So some people would say that I'm the master persuader here. But it's just about me listening and then matching whatever they need. And then inspiring. So inspiring is a little bit different. Yesterday, I had a very beautiful experience of being inspired. I was coaching. So one of my coaches, she was sharing with me what her progress, what she's doing and how she's changing, and it was just so fast. You know, like I was giving her some tips the week before, and even during the process, I was sharing something, and then she just got it. And but this person, this coachee, you probably know her. Yeah, she moves so fast anyway. She just gets things, and then she practices things, and her transformation is so rapid. It's just so amazing. So I was just listening, and I felt so inspired. She didn't have to tell me, you should do this, you know, so this is like how inspiration works. You listen to a story, you listen to somebody sharing something, and that person could be intentional, or they could just be sharing. And then you feel so inspired. And nobody has to move you, nobody has to push you, you just move from inside out, inspired. Okay? Is that clear? Any questions so far? So in terms of times, like in training and coaching, how do we do that? For training and coaching, motivation you could use at the very beginning as an energizer, just like, okay, everybody, let's get going and let's, let's get some energy, or how do you want to feel in the end? You know, like, so that is motivation. And persuasion is more about when somebody gets stuck or have a challenge. So how would you, I guess, motivate or inspire them to look at things differently, so that, and sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's challenging. We meet things that are hard and challenging in our lives, but how can we want to do it differently? Often we know, but we don't do. Right? And this is the work of a coach or a trainer to say it in such a way that people will persuade, like, what will happen if you do it differently? Or this is what is possible, you know, with a different mindset, this can happen. Based on my experience or based on somebody else's experience. So that might persuade the person to try to undertake whatever it is harder for them. And then inspire. How do you use that in trainer and coaches? This is for long-term growth. Longer term growth. So let's say if you didn't have that particular belief, how would you imagine your life would be? Yeah. So then they can imagine, if I can have that belief, it would be lighter, I don't feel so much pain, so much torture, and I would have a different kind of life. Is that clear? Yes. Yes? Okay, let's practice. Training would not be fun without practicing. Now, just pair up. Any two people pair up with somebody next to you and share. We would take 5 minutes to do the exercise. We need to time it. So practice. Where you persuade, where you motivate, where you inspire. And you can choose just one, or you can choose 3 of them. Experience of that. When you can, something that recently happened to you, I feel so motivated, or I feel so inspired, or somebody persuaded me too. Remember, persuade is about changing your beliefs. Inspire, they didn't have to tell you anything, but you feel moved, you want to do that. And then motivate with, ooh, yeah, if I do this, especially in Toastmasters, we would say, let's achieve our goals so that you will be recognized on stage for the conference, something, right? So that is motivating. But motivation also, I see sometimes you just say it without really trying to understand the person. You just talk very generally. Yeah, you don't know what they want. Is that what they want? You don't know. But it's like, hopefully that will stick. Okay, so 5 minutes to share with someone next to you, nearby. With each other. Yeah, with each other. I may ask 1 or 2 persons to share later on. Yeah? Okay.
Kita pilih
Where you have
motivating,
experienced motivation, persuasion, or okay, Melissa and Rini.
Berarti we choose one nih. We choose one. Mau yang mana?
Melting? No.
Kita choose one. Choose one ya. Mau yang mana? Yang experience ya. Yang experience ya.
Okay, then okay, now.
Persuade.
Udah Majen sama.
Pilih salah satu, terus
Based on the experience, right?
Okay.
And then we talk.
we done it. We
Iya, kayaknya sih.